Okay, so this is going to be a bonus video for Friday. We're going to tie this Waltz worm here. This is a classic pattern. It's people use it everywhere pretty much. It'll catch fish all across the country as well as across the world. A lot of the competition nymph guys, they love this pattern. We'll tie this pattern just in many different colors, many different variations, different lengths, and definitely different size tungsten beads. So this one right here has a 3mm tungsten bead, and that's what we're going to tie up here today. I'm going to pop this one out and tie one up with you guys here. So once again, this is a size 14 hook. This is going to be Ahrex's FW554 check nymph hook in size 14, and I have a 3mm tungsten bead on here, which is actually a new product I just added to our shop here. 20 packs of these beads. It's just a much better quality bead than the hairline beads I was stocking before. These have a much tighter slot to them, so you just get more weight for the size of bead that you want. You end up getting more weight, which is most of the time a good thing. Alright, fixed our little thread situation we had going on there. We're just going to attach this thread onto our hook, cut off the tag. We're going to put in a small piece of our 025 lead right on what's going to be the bottom of our hook. It's just going to help invert this nymph and keep our bead in place. Once again, I got that push all the way up forward. I'm going to wrap back over part of the way. We're just going to trim this at a downward angle. This is just going to help build taper to the body of our nymph, so it's not as an abrupt drop down. So now we're going to come in with our first material, which is going to be copper wire. This is the Uni-Soft wire from Hairline. This is the small size, and the color is copper. So we're going to, once we attach that, I'm just going over, and I'm just smoothing out the body of our nymph here, just so once we bring our dubbing over it, it has a smooth transition to follow. So for dubbing, we're going to do a little bit of a mix here. We're going to take some of this, this is a fox squirrel dubbing. It's a very spiky dubbing. We're going to mix that with this. This is a mostly rabbit. This is a handmade dubbing I got from a guy in Connecticut. Shout out to Maddie B if he ever watches this. This is awesome dubbing. It's a rabbit and a bunch of different colors of flash mixed together. I use this most of the time exclusively for these nymphs. I just recently have been mixing a little bit of that squirrel dubbing in just to give it a little bit more spikes that are gonna show through as like legs pretty much on this pattern. So I'm just mixing a little bit of that up in my fingers here, and then we're gonna get it onto our thread. One thing I definitely like to focus on with this pattern is making sure the tail, we just want to be a slender body. So near the back here, we're going to make sure that this noodle is pretty thin, and we're going to space these out just a little bit. Start to lose it. Hang on. Just retightening this down. Okay, so there we go. We made it to the front. This one's a little bulky for my liking, but when we put our counter rib on, we're going to come around with that, and that's going to help mat down this dubbing just a little bit. And also it's going to just look like a segmentation to our body. I'm just trying to imitate a worm, a bug of some sort with this pattern. So I pulled up over top, 2 wraps, 1 underneath, clipped off my excess. Then I'm going to come in with just a little bit of that rabbit dubbing, just to make a little bit of a collar for us here. Okay. And we're going to throw in our 1/2 inch. Pull that up to the top of our bead where our slot is. I like to hide that there when I'm going to cut off. And then we will just hit that with a little bit of super glue right there at that spot. Super glue or UV, whatever you want to use. And that's just going to seal up the head of that fly. And as you can see, we're a little bushy there, but that's okay. That's the whole pattern. That's what we're mimicking. We're mimicking legs, and it's just supposed to look buggy. This pattern just goes to show you that it's definitely more about your drift than anything. If you drift this pattern through a likely lie, the fish are going to eat it, and that's just because of more of your drift than anything. But so yeah, this is our Waltz worm pattern. This is a size 14. I like fishing these. I'll go up to a size 12, the next size up from here, but pretty much 12 and down is my favorite. And I also tie them. This is like a, you can see like a tannish color here. I also have an olive one and a darker brown one that I tie as well, but most of the time I like this tannish color. I think it definitely helps imitate some of our caddis. We have tons of caddis here, and we get gray and tan ones just as much as we, of the, not as much, but we do get gray and tan ones, not as many olive and chartreuse, but there are some of them in the rivers. So once again, it's the Waltz worm, size 14. Thanks for watching the video, and if you guys want more nymph videos, please say something in the comments, because I'm losing faith. Let me know what other ones you'd like to see. If you're looking for hooks and beads, these hooks and beads are both available on my website as well as the wire. I'm working on getting more of the dubbings in. Our online store is definitely more geared towards streamer fishing, but I'm definitely working on getting more nymph stuff, and if there's anything that anyone ever needs, please let me know, and I'd love to stock it in the shop if that's feasible. And once again, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Tight lines, go catch some fish, get out on the water. Have a good one. It's a size so this is a size 14. Yikes. So this is a size 14 Waltz worm, and yeah, what else do I say?